Hi there, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I'll be honest, I did not plan for this to be a live video. I planned to do this as a pre-tape because nobody's watching videos on Christmas Eve. Rightfully so. And hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Christmas. It's good. It's a quiet. It's Morocco, so we don't have snow. We have rain, though. Gotta say, not a fan of the rain. We have like an outdoor like courtyard area. And I've been out there like 3 times today, just sweeping the rain into the kind of the rain drainage thing. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the best of 2025, my best purchase 2025, some of my best films I saw, some of the oopsies, bloopers, whatever 2025 had to offer. And I initially had planned to make a video this year uh, where I was going to be unboxing some pretty epic stuff. Yep, I was going to unbox the Amazing Pumpkin from Halloween, which obviously is no longer a thing. But we were taking the lemons and we were making the lemonade because we're going over some stuff. If you're here just chilling and in between, like waiting for family stuff, thanks a lot. Drop a happy holidays or Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. If you want to in the chat, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. But we'll go over some of the stuff that I just really enjoyed picking up this year first. I'll talk about some of my favorite films of the year. One of them has a guy that can fly. And some things that I hope to see in the next year. What's she gonna do? Hey, Zammy, welcome, man. It's been a while. Nice to see you back here. Did you get it? You haven't expected anything big from Santa for Christmas this year? I remember when I was a kid, even when I was 20s, I guess, really 30s. We'd like have the big tree and like wrap up everything. So I would be so excited. I'd be like, because I wouldn't know what I'd be getting. I'd like try to go and like just look at the presents and see if I could figure them out by shape, and try not to shake them because that happened once and I shook the wrong thing, and it was not a good thing. I like the surprise of I like there's certain things at Christmas I absolutely adore, and yeah, some people don't like this is a downer time of year for them. I never thought I would get that, but I do. I do get that now. As I'm getting older, I get that. Okay, one of my favorite releases. I don't know if this one came in 2025, but the box set did. So I did look for the box set for this because I wanted to get the Steelbook set that came out because it was actually fairly inexpensive, right? Especially in Europe. But I wasn't able to find it. And but I do have the first part. I got this in Spain. And this is a hardbox Steelbook. Now, this one actually comes from Portugal. And there's one way that you know it comes from Portugal, because all the other releases of this, when you open up the Steelbook, it's going to have the cover from the original poster art from the original Nightmare on Elm Street. But the Portugal version, unfortunately, has the same art as the standard edition put inside here. Well, that was a bit of a bummer, but I really wanted the 4K of Nightmare on Elm Street. And it had like, posters and art cards and all that stuff. So that was kind of cool. This was meant to be kind of like a stopgap, like a starter. What it ended up being was a start of like my Warner Brothers, like kind of Steelbook collection, which we'll get to a little bit more. Because Warner Brothers has done some amazing work the last year. Let's hope that they can continue to do so. You have to get to go with Netflix. We lost Val Kilmer this year, one of the great actors, one person that I really enjoyed his acting choices no matter what he was in. One of my favorites was Top Secret, and I finally got a 4K this year, and so I was able to pick this one up. I adore this film. It's fun and cheesy, and one like you want to watch when you want to put a smile on your face. And sometimes it's nice to have put a nice smile on your face with a film like this. So Top Secret, definitely my top release of the year. My top purchase. So some of these stuff did not come out this year. I contacted my favorite store of all time around here, which is Metaluna, and I got to get a couple other releases. Hold on a second. I just realized something. I don't have everything here. So Metaluna, which is a store in Paris that sells boutique labels, had my back, and I got some releases from them this year that don't have Spanish on them, so it's always a plus. Well, they might have Spanish, but not normally. But so I got Imprints, The Uninvited, and The Unseen. This was a bit of a gateway drug. When I saw this, the way that it was done, the way it was packaged, the way it was put together, I really wanted to get more Imprint. And I did during the sale, so I picked up TV Movie of the Week, collection in volume 2. Love what was done, love the packaging, love everything was done. Unfortunately, my subsequent experience with Imprint as ordering from them directly has left me not really concerned if I get any more Imprint out. At least not from them directly. There were 2 volumes of this that I want to show you guys. This is from Umbrella, and it's Ausplantation Rarities. And this is volume 3. Volume 2 I have as well, but my maid came in and cleaned up, and I can't find the damn thing. Hey, Alan, well, Merry Christmas, man. So, but this is a neo-noir set that they put out. The movies on right there. Scooby Malone, Goodbye Paradise, and Empty Beach. Of course, with the Brian. Look at that. These are great. Like, this is the standard edition. There's like a hard box edition with like extra goodies and stuff like that. But I love the way this is done with Ausplantation Noir in the background. Jack Thompson, this one right here. Brian Brown, of course, Empty Beach. Great set, by the way. There's a horror set too, and I would love to find it because I was going to watch it tonight. But maybe not, right? One of the bigs for me this year was actually one that came from Spain. And in a way, if you're excited about the Severin box that's coming out, then this was kind of a nice starter for that. There's a documentary put out on Spanish exploitation cinema, and when it kind of became a thing, the whole Fantatera era of Spain. So that was put out by Edition 79, which is an actual big company in Spain. It puts out a lot of conjoined releases. And this is Sessions Savage, or Wild Sessions, and is a great documentary on Spanish exploitation. Hey there, Chris, welcome, man. Merry Christmas. It includes a CD soundtrack, a book, a poster, and it was limited to 500 copies. So if you go on, you can still get this from like Amazon Spain, and I do recommend it, especially if you're picking up that set from Severin. It's a great companion piece to that. Great stuff in here. But my favorite one of the year was one I almost didn't get, and it was actually a replacement for another one. I was getting stuff from Metaluna, and I had set up to get a film focus set with Jessica Lange from Imprint, and that fell through. The Imprint didn't get their title suit in time. That should have been a sign, but it wasn't. But it helped. It worked out well for me because just at the last minute, they got this title in just as I was looking for something to order. Now, my dad is probably the biggest Hammer fan in the world, and the next one is my aunt, Thelma. Actually, she loves Hammer films, but my dad has a massive collection of them, and I have a few. I got stuff from Mill Creek that's sent me. I got all the Indicator like Hammer box sets. I got all 6 of those. I got plus the Robin Hood and the Creature the World Forgot, but I didn't give any of the John Gore stuff that was put out since Hammer restarted. And I think part of the reason was because when the Captain Chronos set came out, I bypassed it, not because I wanted to, but because I couldn't at the time. And I was bummed out. And I didn't say to anybody. I didn't say myself, really. But so I bypassed the Hammer stuff. But then I had the second chance from Metaluna. And it's a big set. And I looked, there's a couple. Like Quatermass Experiment, we weren't sure if it was going to be in yet. And I wanted the Quatermass Experiment. With one I really wanted. It's Quatermass 2. I'm a massive Doctor Who fan, and I love the character Bernard Quatermass. I think it's an excellent character. One of my pet peeves is anytime I watch a video like this, and people go through the entire video, and they're saying Quatermass the entire time. It drives me up the wall. It truly, truly does. But this is, when you talk about a film getting a definitive edition. This is what that means. They could put out an 8K of Quatermass tomorrow, or another version of this, and you don't get more definitive than what I have right here. Now, you're probably wondering why it's not Curse of Frankenstein. That may be in the new year. I did pre-order that one when it came out. But I have this one on hand. And it was set up extremely well. If you've never seen these hammer sets, it's a hard box. Inside of another hard box, which has the North American poster art and the brand new commissioned artwork. Within that, they also give you the poster, which is double-sided, which usually has like a foreign poster. You get the set itself, which gets its own commission art. Within that, you get the 166 UK theatrical cut of Quatermass, the full screen 137 originally as film cut of the film. On its own 4K, you get the US theatrical 185 version of the film. You get all that stuff again on 2 Blu-ray discs, and you get a 5th disc Blu-ray disc that has Quatermass 2, the complete BBC serial, as well, all on its own with extra features. That in and of itself, the poster is pretty definitive, right? Then you got this massive lobby cards. Just incredible stuff. That's the reproductions of the lobby cards that actually showed in the theater lobbies at the time. They're not just like randomly chosen cards or stills taken from the film like haphazardly. They're reproductions of the actual lobby cards that actually were in the lobby when the movie started. Includes the comic book adaptation of the story with artwork by David Lloyd, who did V for Vendetta with Alan Moore. And it finishes it off. Quatermass Papers Volume 2. Obviously, Quatermass Experiment Volume 1. A massive, over 170-page book, because at 170 pages, you're no longer a book, you're a book. That has great write-ups, artwork, essays, script pages, everything you want, and stuff you never even thought about asking for. It's incredible. It's easily my top release of 2025. Now, I don't have the fancy steelbook stuff. I got some A24 that probably been on this list, but it's in Canada. See, a lot of my favorite releases are not going to be the stuff that you see from a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of other people. I'm like you. I get my stuff when I can and how I can. I save my money to get my releases and get my stuff. I'm not sent everything. I can't come on and like show you every release that comes out every month. I don't have a monthly program that's going to show you like all the companies that sent me stuff, and or I can just go over all that. That's not my channel. I would love for it to be. Like, don't get me wrong, like not shouting out or shade on any channel that does that, because if I could do that, I would. I'd love to show you guys absolutely everything. I love to have companies like Warner Brothers and the MVD and all those companies send me stuff. I'd love to have Def Crocodile stuff. I'd love to review for Def Crocodile. But it's not in the cards right now. That's okay. If anything, what I can do is I can take you along the crazy little wacky journey that is my collecting. 2025, I fell in love with collecting again in ways that I never had before. Labels sparked my interest again. film collecting, film watching sparked my interest, and we hadn't had it in years. I'd fallen out of collecting to the point where when I went to places, I didn't really look so much anymore. I got frustrated, I got flustered, as my grandparents would say. Flustered, I like that word. Yeah. But this year changed that. I started to see releases that I wanted again. The Hammer releases were what I wanted to see from a company. Albeit I didn't work well, it didn't go well with imprint. I still kind of say they're one of the companies that really brought me back into loving physical media again. But the issues didn't turn out to be a bad thing, because what happened in the long run is I was able to take that new love of physical media, that new love of collecting, of like getting the stuff that I really want to get, and really like look introspectively into myself, and see what it is that I wanted and what really, really intrigued me. What was it about imprint, for instance, that had intrigued me? And what other companies give that same feeling? I've spent a lot of time collecting WTF films like Vinegar Syndrome, Severance, stuff. That Vinegar Syndrome, by the way, I think it's going to have a really good year. I am not having. You're gonna make me cry, man. I'm definitely not having an imprint Christmas. Obviously, the thing I canceled, my Black Friday order looks to be completely lost. So there's no imprint for Christmas, and I don't think there'll be any imprint for quite a long time to come. To be honest with you, gaming, not for quite a long time to come. But it's okay. That's what we're talking about right now, actually. Having the no imprint Christmas, having things I can lean down a bit. Just as I was getting excited about collecting physical media again, it helped out because it let me look inside and see why I was so excited. Was it one company? Was it like one or two releases? Was it something I was expecting to have under the tree this year? No, because I was still excited about collecting physical media. I was still stoked about getting stuff, even though I knew that monkey wrench of like no longer going for the imprint year was going to happen. Probably saved me a couple $1,000s, but probably lost me some money too. But with that being said, it really got me thinking. It got me looking at other options, other ideas, more viable options, things that not safer films, but safer to get. So I don't have to worry as much. I found myself in a bit of a funk, and I took to watching films. Like a lot of, I was feeling under the weather too. And what became interesting is what I took to watching. What got me over the funk. Okay. I think I'm going to do. Hello, Scholar. I think I'm going to this. So, if anybody wants to know about the refund thing, this is. I guess this can be my thing on this. No, not only did I not get the refund, I don't even think I got a response back on it yet. They let me just see something. I live in Morocco, and in order to order, I had to do that through an international banking. Hey, hey, Mike, welcome, man. And that means that it takes a little bit more to get it out there. But what that also means, and I want to stress this because I've been asked this a lot of times, uh, because it's international bank, because that's the way that it works, there's a very good chance that the refund is going to bounce around and never get to me. So they may have sent off the refund, but that reaching my bank meant it just not happen. So I got asked about that before, and I even asked somebody who said, like, how can you not get a refund? Well, because I'm not living in North America. Because it's not as straightforward as that. I got frustrated. I'm not going to lie, with being asked so many times. So I'm going to put that to rest because it's depressing a little bit. I ordered something and it costs a lot of money, and I'm not going to get the money back. It would be a Christmas miracle for that money to come back in my bank ever. And I just asked my better half to check just in case. And it's not, and it's probably not going to. It's gone. It's a wash. I hate to be a downer on Christmas, but I got to ask the question, so I'm going to be honest with you guys. If that was back in the bank, it would be great. I could look for something else. I could save up. That's not going to happen. Merry Christmas, Gino. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Rafe. There's nothing that they can do. It's not on Imprint. It's on Imprint that they messed up the set and I'm not going to get it. But Imprint can't do anything about an international bank. There's really, like, the most that they could probably do, and they won't do, so I'll give you credit. And considering my other order is probably going to get lost for a second time, credit wouldn't do me any good either. So yeah, there is no, just to put that to bed, like, because it is a very sore spot right now, unfortunately, and it's not your fault. You're just asking, you're being, which is anything, is caring. I like that, so I really appreciate it. It's gone. We never even received the reimbursement notice. They were supposed to send out a notice saying that you were going to get reimbursed after you send in the form. We never got that. We never got a response when we asked for clarification on our resent Black Friday order. Never came. So, stuck. Nothing I can do. It did mess with my stuff for this year. It did. Like, anyway, let's chat. Because Christmas is the wrong time of year to be grumpy. You know, Christmas is a happy time. Just ask the Charlie Browns of the world, right? The Addiction is a fantastic film, Rafe. I don't want the Steelbook said I would feel I'd be getting ripped off. I feel ripped off. Addiction's a fantastic film. I got that one, ironically, Ray forgot for Christmas one year. And I didn't ask for it. My better half had gone to, hey, John, welcome, man. Happy Christmas. And and she went to the Sunrise Records, and she picked up a handful of boutique labels that without telling me, and one of those was The Addiction. And true, those like that you don't know, those surprises. Those are the best. Those are the greatest. You remember it, and I remember like opening up and like seeing The Addiction. I'm like, what, The Addiction, man? I don't know if I've seen this one. And a few days later, turning it on and really getting enraptured inside the film, loving the world that it was, and the way that it was done, the acting and the shots, the way everything was situated together. Going with black and white for it. The cameo by Christopher Walken. It just filled me with such joy, such utter happiness. That's what I want to like focus on. So when I got just went into whether to go back to the story I was doing before, I started watching Criterion, like a lot of Criterion. I watched some Comfort Strangers. I watched some Chantal Ackerman. I sat down and watched Do the Right Thing, which is absolutely amazing film that I adore. And I watched it on a streaming site, and because I wanted to know what I wanted to pick up. And I want to buy Criterion. I said, I want some Criterion in the new year. And that same week, hey, Alex, well, man, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Happy Kwanzaa. And so there was a Criterion sale. And I couldn't order myself because I'm in Morocco. But I contacted my mom. When you're top 10, great choice. It's kind of the movie that makes you fall in love with Rosie Price. And because like I'm watching, I'm like, so there's two movies coming that I'm getting come now that I'll have when I go to Canada. That I've been big on my want list for like a long, long time. Two Criterions. One that's been a Criterion spot on my want list for a long time. Another one that I remember watching like in the 80s. And it was just a good, really good comedy that I loved. And so thanks to Mom, I got both those. I almost got from Kino the airport set. They had a 4K collection of all four airport films: Airport 75, Airport 77, Airport Concorde, on 4K for just shy of $80. And but I already gotten the other two, so I couldn't pick that up. You gotta make choices, right? Sophie's Choice. Fond Destination Bloodlines is one of my favorite movies of 2025. And Weapons is up there. At least some of my favorite movies, because I want to keep this kind of free flowing. Fond Destination, Bloodlines for sure. That stuff was fun. I'm not sure if it's good. It's esoteric and it's different. So if you like Stanley's work, you'll probably like it. But if you don't, you won't. It won't win you over for Richard Stanley, who of course is problematic now because of all the stuff that came out. But if you already like Stanley's work, you'll probably like Dust Devil. He has a unique take on things. He was made to do movies like Color of Space. Was his like wheelhouse for sure. Fond Destination for sure. And some of these I've saw this year, but I'm not sure if they came out this year or if they haven't come out yet, or they're festival films as well. Viva Verdi was probably my favorite documentary this year. And it is a documentary about these people, these musicians, opera singers, stuff like that live in Italy in Verdi's home. So Verdi was a popular composer. And he passed away, and he left this big mansion that he wanted for singers, composers, whatever, to come and be able to retire and live comfortably. And it's a fantastic documentary. If you can check it out, I recommend that you do. I watched it twice. I I saw Superman this year, and I adored that film because I actually like Superman and I like good filmmaking. That was both. Hopefully, in 2025, we'll see the DCU just become the established norm, and hopefully, we'll hear less and less from the uh, the haters. Hopefully, they find like a web page or some fan group, and then go there and they do something positive, which they're not doing right now. There we go. Hot take for 2025, right? Toxic is toxic. So yeah, I really like that. I really am looking forward to Supergirl. I think everybody is. I think like where Superman was a bit divisive, I don't think anybody's like downing on Supergirl. Not like legitimately. Not without like an agenda. Um, but if you like the character, that is. If you're done character, that's not gonna mean bag of beans to you. Outline cast and hit Blu-ray. That's actually kind of cool. I would say, yeah, weapons, Sinners, fantastic. Bring Her Back, destroyed me, in a good way. Dead Man's Wire by Gus Van, the new Gus Van Sant film. What's a triumph in editing? Like, it's such a well edited film. It's a period piece. It's based on a true story. It's so like seamlessly kind of like woven together with to give that kind of 70s aesthetic, the era that it came from, the editing style, the choices that were used, the way that the camera seems almost newsreel at time, the stop cuts, it's brilliant. But it's Gus Van Sant. Like, you'd expect that from Van Sant. He's just an incredible director. Even his failures are magnificently wonderful to watch. He did the Psycho remake, which is not, mostly because of casting, objectively not great. But as a film student, that's fascinating to study. It's a fascinating study of in its attempt and its style and the form factor that goes with, and what he chooses to do when he takes the actual script that Joseph Stefano wrote and goes with that. Tries to do almost like a shot for shot remake. And where he chooses to make those slight subtle differences can make all the difference. I love Vince Vaughn as an actor, but he was not the right choice for that role. Ironically, Highsmith, years down the road, went from in the series Bates Motel, would have a very definitive take on Norman Bates. That's sorry, it's my rant. 2026 for me, I'm hoping to be the year, and hopefully this is going to make sense. It'll make more sense, I think, at the beginning of the year. I want to get to Canada. This will make more sense to you. 2026 is going to be my year of cinema. My cinephile year. My film school year. Not based on a company. Based on a need, a want, a desire to dive back in, to challenge myself, to study in a way that I haven't studied before, to enjoy the movies that I'm watching, to focus less on what the label is and more on what's the contents of is on the disc, of the film itself, or supplementals. Those matter to me. So streaming never will be the go-to for me. I can stream some stuff, but if I like a movie, if I really enjoy a movie, if I know I'm going to sit down and watch this movie more than once, I want to own it. I want those features. I'm old. My beard is silver and gray. What's amazing, though, what really rocks my world, really makes me happy, is a lot of the cinema people that I see now, a lot of people online, a lot of the people on TikTok, a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people like reading and writing and stuff are younger, that are collecting physical media, that are buying this stuff in their 20s or in their 30s. They're making their own films. They're buying physical media. They're making decisions. They're choosing. They're not choosing because it's a 4K. Not choosing because it's Sevron or Vinegar Syndrome or Kino or Criterion. They are choosing because they just want to watch and soak in film and love it. What type of cinema? Well, you'll find out, gaming. We'll find out. I'm not ready to open that box. The box is open, but early January, early February, that'll become more apparent. I drive my better half up the wall sometimes with the way that I try to like think ahead and theme things and do things like sometimes but like a year in advance. It's not her style. She's like, don't overthink it. Don't do that. Don't let yourself get caught in. Don't get stuck into something. But for me, it's a bit of the passion for it, right? It's one of the things that I love to do. And I thought of this more recently, actually. So my better half is a massive like footballer fan, like European football. Right now, the African Cup is going on. So she watched a lot of those games. And afterwards, they had like people like analyzing like the game and the plays and all that type of stuff. And I thought back when I used to watch like hockey when I was a kid, Canadian, of course, watched hockey, where they'd have like Don Cherry and like all those guys on afterwards. They'd talk about the plays and stuff like that. And that hasn't changed for me. I don't watch hockey so much anymore. But the way that I do this, the way that a lot of us do this, just go on YouTube and watch some of those videos of people during those sales, like Criterion sales, during like some of those big sales. I see them go hunting, and they go in and they pick up different films. If it's done right, I don't like where it's just the music. I like when they actually talk about the films. And they're picking up films and they're choosing their stack. And I gotta find because it's a really, really good channel, and they deserve to be shared out. I think I'm going around for a while. I've gone back and watched. I'm watching all the early videos. See if I can find him. I'm watching a lot of videos today. The new Scout the Wilds one, really good, by the way. Buying, not streaming. Though I have done some streaming this year in preparation to buy. Had like a short span where I had a little bit of the Criterion channel for a bit. I'm almost there. I'm going to find it. It deserves to be found. I like 20 and 21st movies, by the way. They're really good. The Misfit Pond. Misfit Pond. Check them out. Watch their stuff. Watch their stuff. Misfit Pond's really good. Like what I was trying to say, basically, is that it's the same thing. In the same way that like your sports fans analyze the game and the plays and stuff they're being made and have their fancy football leagues and stuff like that. Movie fans have that with their films, and it comes out a lot of times when they go out collecting. Comes out during like a lot of sales when they're contemplating what's going to come out, how it's going to come out, how you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck for what you want. And that fascinates me because it's the same type of analysis taken a different direction that you would see in sports. So instead of seeing like the analysis of the plays and the players and like the structure of the team, what you're seeing are film fans, often a lot of times like cinema students, stuff like that, looking at like these race. Well, let's say Criterion because it's apparent. Looking at those films, picking up a bunch of films, analyzing, going through different like scenarios and structures. Like, do I want to get like these films by this director? Do I want to get like films by? Do I want to theme this out? How do I best want to get the best bang for my buck? How do I want to really decide what I want? What's going to give me the most pleasure? And at times the most knowledge too. How can I like put those two together? Do I blind buy some? Do I pick one to blind buy? Do I blind buy nothing and watch everything at a time so that I know which ones kind of like fulfill me most and those are the ones I'm going to get that are in my collection? It's that type of analysis that fascinates me. And if you do videos like that on here, by the way, if you're one of those channels that does that, 9 chances out of 10, I'm watching your stuff. I'm admiring your analysis. I love that. I don't watch so much like the videos like nowadays where people just like get random stuff come in. I watch review stuff a lot. I watched 2021st, watched a bunch of his stuff recently. I watched Misfit Pond, Cinema Dave. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff that I've been watching. 2026, 27 to be film. They like to have films that Hammer released. Hammer did great stuff this year, Rafe, man. Great stuff. Scottish, no, don't know who that is. Maybe good, but I just don't have time to keep up with everybody, especially we're trying to certain channels are trying to get up with. You know. Nothing went wrong. It went right. It went all right. No, it didn't. Like there's issues with Halloween Ends, but I love that film. Is it a good conclusion to that Halloween trilogy? Probably not. Right? Is it a better Halloween film than we deserved? Most definitely. Especially after the reactions. And I think with the new Silent Night, Deadly Night, Rowan Campbell definitely has made a name in the horror genre. I think he started off Hardy Boys, right? Or at least that's what I saw at first. So there we go. It's Christmas Eve. Hopefully you guys have a Merry Christmas. 2026 for me. New discoveries, new adventures. I want to take you guys with me. When I go shopping, when I have a year. I have not been in Canada for over a year. Probably not for the reason you think, though. Because of John Carpenter. John Carpenter did the score for Halloween Ends. He's fun with Halloween Ends. You're reading the wrong things into what John Carpenter did and didn't say. Just putting that out there. Got a feeling me and John Carpenter would agree on a lot of things, including Rob Zombie's Halloween films. I want to take you guys with me. Bring you guys into my journey in a way that I never have before. Malcolm hasn't been on in a while. Actually, I haven't heard from Malcolm in a while. So it's near Christmas time. I've heard from Alex. I haven't heard from Malcolm. I'd say Malcolm's probably busy at Christmas. Would I get recommendations from somebody? Probably not this year, actually. I've got a very specific way that I want to do this. And it's not going to be through recommendations from friends. Although I do appreciate them. And I do, I chat when I'm picking up stuff to let them know. I'm going to make different videos. I will consistently try to make different videos, but still make videos that suit the channel. I won't make a video different just to be different. That's not me. For the last 14 years, you guys, a lot of you guys, at some point or another, jumped on and been following me. Whether you started when I was in Newfoundland or when I was in North Sydney, your family when I came over to Morocco. I'm proud of what I do. I put a lot of work into this. And I get frustrated. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I get frustrated. Especially if I'm out there, I'm making a video and and I'm like, I'm flying to another country to get a movie, right? Flying to another country, not going to the store, not waiting for something to come into the house, damn it. Flying to another country to get a movie. And sometimes those videos, and I'll be honest, I hoped that like maybe the fact that I was doing something different, that I was a unique perspective on movie collecting, that might garner more interest. That hasn't always been the case. But that is what it is. You roll the dice, you do your best. That's the best you can do. Enjoy it. Don't if you're on YouTube, if you even think about this, don't get stuck up on numbers, views, subscriber counts, any of that stuff. Enjoy it. It's here for as long as it's here. I did not expect to be making videos now. I was going to retire from this so many different times that you would not believe it. And trust me, there's people out there that would wish it that I have. But let's be honest. Fuck those people. I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited to bring you on a new journey. To do some things differently. Some things familiar in a way that they haven't been in a while. But hopefully, something we all can enjoy. Hopefully you have a great Christmas. Hopefully there's lots of presents under that tree. Hope that you're surrounded by your loved ones. And if you're not, that, there's people out there there's people out there that wish that they could be there. Or maybe people that you haven't met yet. Yeah. Think positive. Be happy. Don't watch The Casual Drinker. Guy sucks ass, man. Watch positive, happy channels. Don't fall for the clickbait stuff. That was one of the things that I found. That was one of my takeaways in 2025. I stopped watching clickbait channels, and my life was so much happier for it. If I see a YouTube thumbnail that's clickbaity, I move on. My thumbnails may suck sometimes, but at least they're mine. They're legit, right? And even if like tomorrow I did an AI thumbnail, which I don't mind, because I can't draw, I can't write, that stuff. Well, I can write. I can't yeah, I would avail if I really needed to. Hot take. That would be awesome. I would love that, Gino. If I ever get out there, I'll let you know. And if I ever get to another Spanish store, I'm hoping that in the new year gaming, I can go some different places. My name's Aaron. I will see you guys soon. Have a happy holiday. Christmas, Kwanzaa, Atheist Day, is that a thing? Hanukkah, whatever jazz you're down with. You've joined me in the cult today. I appreciate that. Until then, meeting adjourned. I got to get some coffee. Actually, no, it's time for tea. It is time for tea. So I'll see you next time. Maybe sometime this year. Maybe in 2026. But either way, can't wait.